Hello, I'm Anna Delman, day number 34 of my personal journey towards 365 days of encouragement. However, this morning I did not want to make another YouTube video. Not that I never wanted to do it again, I just was not in the mood for it today. I have a busy day planned, much to be accomplished, and I didn't think I should take time out to squeeze in the amount of time it takes to do this, upload it, and get it out on YouTube. However, I had made a commitment to myself, and I needed to fulfill my obligation to myself, because that's my duty to me to do so. So the word of encouragement for me for today, and hopefully to encourage you too, is commitment. When we make commitments to ourselves and to others, it is no light obligation. It is a serious part of who we are, how we treat those commitments we make. As I thought about the word commitment, I wasn't sure if I should make this video and what I should talk about regarding commitment and what I should share. However, because it is such an integral part of who and what we are, I thought I would go ahead. So, commitments are an obligation, and a commitment is also a duty. Once you've made a commitment, it's your duty. And if it's your duty, it's your responsibility. So let's backtrack just a bit. So if it's your duty that you've made this commitment, and it's your duty to carry it out, to whom have you made that commitment? To yourself? When I make my commitments, yes, I make them to myself, but also I make them because I have this foundation, this platform in my life to which I am obligated to. It's my duty to honor it, and because that foundation rests on the cornerstone, which is my foundation, which is my worldview, as I've discussed before. So it's imperative that when I make that commitment, I do anything and everything I can to see it through. That's why I'm talking with you today. I did mention just a moment ago that I hesitated about why I should talk about commitments. So I'm sharing this with you to make you a little bit more wise, to practice wisdom in your life, to examine those whom you are yoking with to make commitments, and whether you should. You need to know people a whole lot more than you think you do, or just the image that they're portraying, for you to truly yoke yourself with them in commitments. Many years ago, I, with a group of people, made a commitment to establish something that would be of benefit to them, and through them many other people. It was quite a great objective, and a beautiful objective it could have been. However, in making this commitment, there were 4 people in leadership: the main person and then 3 other people with them. After about a couple of months, maybe 2-3 months of me venturing into this, the main leader came to me and asked me to change something in what I was doing. And I wasn't happy about that, because I'd made the commitment, made the obligation, my duty, my foundation, my worldview, etc. I wasn't happy about it, because I would not only be breaking my commitment that I'd made to those 4 leaders, I'd be, more importantly, breaking those people who I was actively working through on this program, to allow it to even flow beyond them. However, this person insisted that he wasn't speaking for himself, he was speaking for all 4 of the leaders, and he thought it would be the best thing as the project moved forward. Reluctantly, I agreed, and I put into play the changes needed to be done. It wasn't fun doing it, it wasn't nice, it wasn't fair, it wasn't just, However, I understood that the 4 people in leadership who I was required to work under had asked for it, so I did it. Lo and behold, months later, maybe 4, 5 months later, I came to learn that it wasn't 4 people who had asked, who had wanted the change. No way did they know about it. It was just the one person who manipulated me, and then when they saw that the other 3 leaders on their team were not in agreement, my. It turned out so badly for me that I was jealous, I was envious, I was trying to carve out a path for myself. I held myself above everybody else. I thought I was better than everybody else because I wasn't opening up the platform for embracing everybody so that they could rise in education to my level and achieve those things that I'd accomplished in my life in the past. That wasn't true. The opposite was true. So when we make commitments to other people and it ends up to be a nasty, nasty predicament, like we've been discussing before, you need to take a step back and look at the playing field. Who are the players? When the mess occurs in your circumstances, or like I've described in mine, it defines every person involved. Sure, you may want to say, well, those people who were caught up in the consequence of it, who weren't part of the 4, or me making us the 5, weren't part of that. They are not to receive any blame. I'd like you to consider, if they so easily believed that I was just some horrible person who had changed a program all to suit myself, and they believed it. They believed all the nastiness that was supposed to be me, so that they could turn against me. They had to believe all of it. They had to have thought all those negative things about me for them to have accused me, withdrawn from me, and continued to surreptitiously gossip about me, so it commonly became known that I was some horrible bad person. So examine the playing field before you make commitments. Don't rush into anything. If you've landed in a new environment and you don't know anybody and you don't have a support system in that community, sure, you may have a support system thousands and thousands of miles away or an ocean away. However, you don't have one in your current situation. Don't rush into anchoring yourself or yoking yourself with people whom you do not have a foundation with. You may think you do, but you don't. So as we've said, examine the players. What is their history? What is their culture? What are their tradition? What are their views of roles in society? And then consider, when you make commitments and you're yoking together with other people, for what image is this? Whose image is more important, yours or theirs? Or is it the philosophical foundation for which you are moving forward and trying to establish something greater than yourself? When you've done that, and sometimes you really need to rub your eyes hard and look again and look again and yet look again before you can make a clear assessment. And if you are not sure, please be cautious. Step back and wait for clarity to come, even if it takes another year, even if it takes 5. You owe it to yourself and your integrity that you can continue then to function in some way in a community where you do not have a platform and you do not have a foundation of which to move forward. Take time. Take time before you make commitments. And there again, I've just fulfilled my commitment to do this today. So I hope to be back tomorrow on day 35, and until tomorrow, be cautious about your commitments. Take care and God bless, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.